Hi everyone, this is Nikki and you're watching the Awesome 10X Global Market Update. It's a Tuesday, June 22, 2021. So last night there were some powerful movements. We can see that GSAT went up 17%. Let me take a look at that chart. Global Star rose from about 1.3 to as high as 1.5 last night, even as high as 1.62. Actually, last night, all these strong movements like G Star, Global Star, I was encouraging people to actually take some profits. Now, let me tell you the news on Global Star, why there was a pop in volume and why it even went up. Let's try to see news on Global Star. I do know that Global Star has been going up because of this upgrade. So it's an American satellite communications company operating a low Earth orbit satellite constellation for satellite phone and low-speed data communications, similar to the Iridium satellite constellation and Orbcomm satellite systems. Let's read the news why Global Star rose. So there's this company who initiated coverage, B. Riley. They gave a coverage as a buy rating with a target price of $3.25 or a clean 100% move. And it says here that Global Star and its sponsors, after years of development, support, patience, are at long last starting to realize a return on satellite system and spectrum assets, making 2021 an excellent time, in our opinion, to buy GSAT. In a note, the analyst said that the company is now poised to begin monetizing the 2.4 gigahertz S-band spectrum it has licensed in the US, as well as its 2.4 megahertz international spectrum. The note added that Global Star operates a mobile satellite service business generating positive operating cash flows, and we believe it actually bottomed this quarter, so it could even be growing. A few things to understand about Global Star. Do note that Global Star is actually a company that has a movement with Qualcomm. So for those who are new in the show and don't know who Global Star is, it's a telecommunication satellite business. And I think what was important in this first run-up in the year, from about 40 cents, it rose as high as $2.80 or almost 7x. That was the first movement. What we could argue here is that Global Star actually consolidated with a low of about 90 cents here. And although this rally of $1.60 looks to be a first resistance, indeed, it could just drop to about 1.3 or 1.4. And let's analyze whether this is going to go as high as $2 next coming months. So, something to announce and understand. February, okay, actually the news was February here. It rose about February, what was this month? This was February 10, February 8, yeah. So we'll go to that news so that you're aware why Global Star rose 50, 70% that day. It was really about the Qualcomm. So I'll read that for you. That day on February, Global Star and Qualcomm worked together for the band N53, the flagship 5G modem. Qualcomm's new X65 modem helps to broaden the types of devices that plugs into Global Star's network. From smartphones to tablets to laptops and a host of Internet of Things devices, it's now using Global Star's 5G spectrum. So as we continue to build momentum in the terrestrial spectrum commercialization, this partnership substantially expands Global Star's potential. Chairman Jay Monroe said in a press release, "We've appreciated a very close relationship with Qualcomm since the inception of the company, and we want to thank the team for their hard work in helping us deliver the on-band N53 promise." So analysts before questioned whether Global Star can actually monetize this spectrum asset. Even Morgan Stanley analysts downgraded the company from equal weight to underweight, placing a 55 cents target price because of this concern on whether they can monetize this spectrum. This game-changer partnership with Qualcomm changes this. So you can see that all of this movement in Global Star has to do with the N53 promise. Let's try to understand what this N53 Qualcomm deal is. Let's search it again. N53 band spectrum, Global Star. Okay, so Global Star Feb 9 announces a 3GPP approval, band 53 as a 5G. Okay, let's try to understand how important is this band 53. What is this terrestrial satellite? In March 2020, last year, Global Star announced the third generation partnership project approving the 5G variant of their Global Star's band 53, also known as N53. Jay Monroe said, "Achieving 5G status with our band is a significant advancement in our spectrum efforts New networks around the world will utilize 5G's advanced technology, and our resource will now work in those networks. We continue to support and applaud the 3GPP working group for their approval. Adding 5G networks will increasingly rely upon high-density small cell deployments. What's needed is a band with advantageous propagation qualities that can be devoted entirely to a small cell use, which band N53 can provide. It can also affect and act as a traffic channel for other licensed and unlicensed bands, allowing rapid and economical deployment of a licensed spectrum brand. Reading about them, Globalstar is a leading provider of customizable satellite Internet of Things solutions for customers around the world, for industries as wide as oil and gas, transportation, emergency management, government, maritime, and outdoor recreation. We are a pioneer of mobile satellite devices, voice data services, allowing business to streamline their operations, connecting people to their devices. So all supported on Spot by My Globalstar. It is a robust cloud-based back office solution. We can learn more on theglobalstar.com. Let's understand this partnership with Qualcomm, because the movement for the last 3 to 6 months has been brought about by that news. From February to June, it consolidated, and you can see clearly that the people at about $1 is probably unwilling to sell at 60% higher. I don't know if they will probably wait all the way to about $3 and $5. The market cap today is about $2.66 billion market cap. We'll see about this movement in GSAT. Take note too that the hottest stocks of the day, at least last night, was Torch, Wish, AMC, GSAT, and Sundial as a percentage of volatility, brokerage statistics, and more. Okay, we'll talk about these most trending names. Okay, wait up. So this is the website of Globalstar, Spot for Business, Globalstar pre-owned satellite phone. Okay, let's learn more about them through their own blog. Open link, industries, products. Okay. Research and tracking, blog post, satellites at work. Okay, let's see this article. Wait, what satellites are always on? Okay, so I know that this has to do with space and satellite and allowing those technology to be the provider for your 5G. Let's read more so that we understand if indeed this business is worth $3 and more. Let's try to see whether we can read that Riley report. B. Riley report. B. Riley Globalstar. Seeing a 152% upside. All right. Initiating the stock a buy. News. Okay. Industry serve everyone. So agriculture uses a lot of Globalstar for operational efficiency to monitor and track and help growers, harvesters to use their time and resources effectively. These satellite-enabled commercial IoT devices are monitoring irrigation levels, livestock herds, or track assets to minimize loss, manage farm machinery with solar-powered asset trackers, and ensuring the safety of workers using GPS satellite messengers. So it is a secular trend, if you'll notice, because 5G is going to be ubiquitous for everyone in the next 10 years. So investing in companies that have a direct technology and working with Qualcomm is gonna really ensure that the Globalstar is worth at least a look or a better look. After years of development support, okay, how much would they monetize this band 53? I think that is the bigger question here. Is it worth 100%, 200%, and so forth? So we'll read more articles. Globalstar said that the satellite two-way messaging enhanced mapping is aiding critical vaccine supply chain management. Okay, so their spot mapping enterprise level helps manage track crucial shipments through a transportation process. If they can map these vaccines, they can also map many e-commerce deliveries. So that would be a good thing. Okay, Spot International brings customized solutions for horse tracking using the Global Star satellite. So you're getting tracking from the stars, from the space. Spotter International provides customized solutions for horse tracking. This will be for sports betting if you're going to track horses, I suppose. Spotter has its own mapping platform with satellite based images, which the client can use to navigate and find its assets or horses roaming in remote central of Central Asia. I guess it can also do with deliveries and cargoes. So horses in Central Asia roam freely, traveling tens of kilometers to feed. During bad weather or conditions as being hunted by wolves, horses can travel over 100 kilometers. With Spotter Horse Registration Solution, it allows the clients to register their horses with microchips, which is linked to the Livestock Theft Prevention Division of the General Police Department in Mongolia. Wow. So there's like a horse tracking system just for preventing theft. You can argue that that system is going to be able to do more than just tracking horses. So the Internet of Things is here to stay. It's changing the way we interact with devices known as smart and those that can now be labeled as such. While Wi-Fi deployments, Bluetooth, terrestrial GSM networks are able to support most applications, these networks are often susceptible to interruptions that will not occur with satellite networks. So traditional manufacturers integrated physical products with internet-based back-end services. Sensor-generated data and machine learning enable new data-driven business models. Therefore, the basic requirements of IoT cannot be accomplished without satellite technology. Okay, so it's like a infrastructure play. Initially, the strongest play for satellite communications is in providing data transmission solution in areas that have weakness in coverage. In the future, it will become more and more critical to demonstrate how mobile satellite is now a better choice over a wider footprint. Terrestrial companies will eventually make a legitimate play into areas satellite companies are known for. Robust satellite networks that Global Star Constellation provides will address cost, reliability, integration, coverage, and it's key to the Internet of Remote Things. And it presents a unique opportunity for mobile telecoms to partner with satellite communication providers to enable data, businesses, and consumers to solve problems. Okay, Global Star is now the sole source provider responsible for engineering, manufacturing, as well as ownership, maintenance, and upkeep of all these satellite constellations that they operate upon. It's a one-stop shop so that agencies will work directly to have potential access to information with all aspects of organization operation. Products are economical, ready to deploy right off the shelf. I guess if they were saying that they worked on it for 5 years or so, then we'll take a look at how much in the last 5 years Global Star has been. No, you could see that Global Star has been working on it for quite a while. 2014, the high was $4.50. Seems that in the last 7 years, this is their best, biggest product. From about $4.50, this went all the way down 90% to 40 cents. So far, it's now trading at $1.50, almost just similar to the 2015 to 2017 level. So this company, Global Star, is not necessarily high if you believe in Internet of Things, but I would say that we need more due diligence. What I can tell you though, from just technicals, is that I'm definitely seeing strong buyers at $1.30. And although today there might have been a pop, any drops at 1.3 is definitely going to be a lot of buying. So higher lows here, you can see clearly 88 cents and then $1 and then here 1.2. It seems as if G Star or Global Star is on the way up to about $2 or $3 as that internet report analyst is saying, B. Riley. Either way, we don't need to depend on that analyst report. We can actually watch it straight from their earnings reports in the next coming quarters. We'll see how N53 is getting deployed all over the world, or whether which telecom providers are using Global Star for their satellite communications. But you could see very strong buying. So for those who have no Global Star or have Global Star, be aware that $1, 120 is a price that is a very good buy. And yet 160 to $2, we still don't know if there will be resistance because every time it hits 160, there's always a resistance. But it's an equal match at about 160. It could break out. Actually, from 160, I'm not sure if it will go $2. But at least you are aware this is a company that you would put in your buy list on any drops. Now let's take a look at other names that went up very ferociously last night. 50% up on Raven Industries. Talking about farm machinery, Raven actually got bought out. It's gonna be privatized, so $58 was the buying price, and so within the next month, it will not be traded anymore. Raven Industries got bought out. Let me read that for you. Okay, CNH Industrial agrees to buy Raven Industries for $2.1 billion. CNH Industrial NV is a precision, Raven is a precision ag tech company. They're buying it at a premium in an all cash transaction. This is going to be closed this fourth quarter of full year 2021. The combination of Raven and CNH Industrial's strong current product portfolio is providing our customers the novel connected technology, allowing them to be more productive and efficient. It's going to generate approximately $400 million of run rate revenue synergies by 2025, resulting in $150 million of incremental EBITDA from synergies. So those who have CNHI are now going to be owners of Raven Industries. This is CNHI. So far, it has rallied from $5 to $18. I haven't studied this industrial company yet. I did study Raven Industries. It was part of our 10x picks for farming and precision ag tech. So happy to say that Raven went up. We were covering Raven at about 30 plus dollars. So around January, about $35 to $38, even at 34. Some of us sold at 42, so not all of us were able to hold all the way to 58. So that is I'd say people have Raven, that's the high price, so you can sell at 58 and move on. It's now going to become CNHI. Another news to discuss is Torchlight. Yeah, Torch, aka Meta Materials, went up very strongly last night as it changes name from Torchlight to about Meta Materials. Now, who is Meta Materials? Let's read that for you. Okay, this is why Torchlight changed and skyrocketed. This company, Torchlight, is now going to be Meta Materials, which is an advanced materials manufacturer. The Torchlight agreed to push back the transaction date to June 30, giving all the shareholders a special dividend it announced on June 14. So why? Why did it go up? All the shareholders will receive one Series A preferred stock for every common stock they own, and this preferred stock will entitle this investor to a portion of the proceeds that the company will receive from the planned sale of its oil and gas assets. Torchlight will intend to pay this special dividend on June 25. Torchlight garnered attention from all the traders on Reddit and also social media platforms because they are igniting a short squeeze and because of that change in stock price. Okay, I'd have to tell you that Torchlight was in my penny stock ideas, like perhaps every Redditor or every person in the world. Yes, you can see that this one went from about $1 all the way to about $4, or dropped down to about $2, now at about 10, 11. I'd say that, to be honest, it's already perhaps priced in. Everybody already knows about that Torchlight Meta Materials. And at current levels of market cap, nobody still understands this advanced material manufacturer. So if it were me, I'd sell. Even if I sold early, it's okay. I think at $9.92, take your money and then move it first to cash. What else? Last night, Wish also rose. Wish is also a company that is highly popular in the Reddit. You could see that about $11 here. This was actually a second move. It already rose from $8 to 14. So the chart is very similar to ASTS, Space Mobile. Yes, also we'll discuss that as another Reddit name, another meme stock name. Yes, you could see that this movement from that consolidation at 11 rose last night to 13.50. I was being asked on Context Logic for quite a while, asking me whether the company fundamentals is actually good. I didn't study it personally, but I did listen to a few ideas. And because the problem with Wish is that in e-commerce, you've got many competition. So this is internet retail. Wish is going to be compared to your Amazon, to your Farfetch. Okay, so of course, there are many e-commerce entities. You've got, of course, in China, Alibaba, JD Pintuato, Mercado Libre, Coupang. You can see that these are the big behemoths, right? The 50 billion, 60 billion. This is for cars, which is Carvana. Then you can buy and sell with furniture with Wayfair. Etsy, you can do your arts. Farfetch for really expensive luxury retail. Vip Shop is also in China, a very small part in China. So Wish is actually very, Ozone is for Russia. Wish is very small. Wish in US, but look, Wish is about $8 billion today in terms of market cap. It is not something that is best in class in the field. If you're gonna ask me, um, although it rose last night, I think there are some people who are just bargain hunting, and I find that there are just better bargains rather than Wish. So I wouldn't think of Wish as a fundamental play. It's more like just a retail related play. I don't see too much value, even if you can argue that it's cheap compared to the rest of the e-commerce. It's cheap for a reason. I don't think this is a company that I'm willing to really secure for a long time. So it's not something that I would really buy. As to why it went up, I think the reason why it went up was people were seeing that, look, okay, just look at the financials. Okay, income statement has been growing like all e-commerce companies, and cost of revenue is also growing as well. So definitely, income wise, it's not earning much. You can see that 100 million loss, and that's fine, by the way. It's just that for the losses that it incurs as a small company, I'd rather own a company like Pintuatuo, which is losing money but EBITDA break even. C Limited, I like it. Actually, EBITDA high cash flows for Pintuatuo. They're just spending most of the EBITDA to expand more in their agriculture platform. So even if Wish rose strongly last night, it's not something that I'll buy. Um, what else rose very strongly last night? Other than Global Star and Wish, and Raven and Torch. What else? Yeah, I remember App Harvest rose last night. Yeah, App Harvest, this one is part of our picks. Yeah, I bought it about $15. Yeah, I got in at 15. Last night it was 16. I think that people are more and more understanding that they like indoor farming stocks. To tell you, there's a company that is a new company that's gonna list. The name is Local Bounty. Let me read to you Local Bounty. This is a SPAC, indoor farming, going public in a SPAC deal. Local Bounty is a US-based indoor farming firm for leafy greens. They plan to enter through Leo Holdings 2 Corp. Let me get that ticker symbol, Leo Holdings. So it's L3. It's three I's. Leo Holdings. So it's currently at 987, like all the SPACs are. It's usually below 10. But let's take a look at the warrants, how people are buying it. You'll notice that the warrants rose with volume from about 90 cents to $1.20. Almost similar to what happened with the warrants of Aero Farms, SVSV warrants, which is going to be Aero Farms. So you're really seeing here that the market finds value in indoor farming. Let me read to you more. Local Bounty attracted interest very much from agri-food firm Cargill and Sarath Ranavadi, the CEO of Gulf Energy Development Public Company in Bangkok, Thailand. This is the largest private energy and infrastructure firm. They will invest in the combined business through the PIPE, where Cargill is expected to provide $200 million in debt financing. Local Bounty is building 7 indoor farming facilities across western US before end of the year to double the size of its existing site in Hamilton. The combined business will also explore global expansion. Craig Hulbert, a co-founder of Joint CEO at Local Bounty, said market data suggests the business opportunity for leafy greens is growing around $10 billion to about $30 billion by 2025. So we look forward to leveraging our very own proven business model as we accelerate building cutting-edge local production facilities featuring our proprietary IP referred to as the Stack and Flow technology. So this is not the only local indoor farm. You can see, of course, Aero Farms entered into the market. And another company going into the market is Pure Harvest in Abu Dhabi. They're looking to do a SPAC deal. So this is not going to be the end. There's going to be more and more companies related to indoor farming. This is the reason why last night AgriFi also rose. I'm a believer in indoor farming, and so I do believe 50% upsides or more actually is coming into these assets. So I'm bullish on AgriFi. Been saying a buy since $7, $10, and even at 11. Let's say it goes up tonight. I think that this is a company I'm willing to really keep it and then see how it moves in the next 5 years. Any dips of AgriFi will be a buy. App Harvest, I will also continue to believe in it. Although there might be some resistance here about 20 or 21 or even at 24, that is still a 50% upside if you're buying at 16 for now for App Harvest. What else is an indoor farming? So App Harvest, AgriFi. Some people ask me, Nikki, what do you think about grow generation? Because this is really a trend as well for indoor farming. But this is not for controlled environment agriculture. This is well, it's also controlled environment agriculture, but we are talking about the pick and shovel, wherein you are buying you're buying the tools so that you can make a CEA at your home basis. So Grow Generation is more like a Home Depot. We talked about Grow Generation since $10, $12. We thought it was a 10x. At $40, it could go up, maybe 45 or 50. But I think the upside is not anymore in Grow Generation. I still believe in the trend. You could see that all the trends in all these growing and planting and gardening and farming are still all the way up, which tells me actually that for Grow Generation, I like it, but the upside is not there. The upside is in the CA. Take note as well that even in the plant food arena, Scott Miracle Grow, if you're gonna ask me, here about 180 or 190 looks to be okay. Any dips, even if it goes 160, is gonna be a buying entry for me. So these are the companies that I'm looking to be bullish upon if it drops. Gardening is really a good name. So or gardening, plant food. When it comes to plant food, I'm looking at Nutrien. I've been talking about this since August last year. In July and August last year, I talked about Nutrien. I talked about CF Industries and Mosaic. So these are the fertilizers, the plant food related name. So it's gone up. So the market agreed as well with my views that gardening is a secular trend that you would wish to invest for the next 5 years of your life or 10 years of your life. So any dips of that will be a buy. I see that as a secular trend. Actually, I didn't buy this Singaporean company, which is Olam. O32 has also rallied up. So that's part of those gardening trend. I think that in the next 5 to 10 years, the SPACs in indoor farming is something that will really grow. So whether it be just food security as a reason, but also the ESG funds, the environmental, social governance funds will all be investing heavily in all these solutions. So you can actually take a look at these companies as your watch list or just to begin your investigation in the trends that I like. I'm gonna read some companies and questions now. What are the 3 companies that you suggest if you were to pick, or shall we hold on to cash? Okay, so I'm actually right now putting some of my money to cash. But I'm not nuking. I do have that indoor farming. So I love indoor farming as a secular trend. So I will be a buyer on dips if those happen. And for Global Star, I did make money in it before. I plan to buy if I can get 1.2. Last night, maybe there was reaction on the initiated coverage. I would agree with that analyst, although I'm not sure if $3 is the upside. Either way, it's important that you know that there's a real reason why Global Star can effectively be a 10x name. So if you're not aware of who Global Star is, at least this could be a start for you to do your due diligence. So every day, of course, I'll be discussing great companies. Last night, I talked about Netflix, Spotify. I still don't really change my views. But even if I like companies, it doesn't mean that you don't have cash. Some people would have 25% in cash all day. Sometimes I'd have 50% cash. These days, I think 25% cash is fine. I haven't gone berserk mode in going 50% cash. I haven't gone in that zone yet, but we'll see. Because I'm also concerned in the leverage in the system. I'm a bit concerned in the leverage, so I want to know whether it's. I think personally, my allocation is I like stocks, but I also like some cash on the side. So I've been taking some profits. Your thoughts on Torch? So I don't think it's a long-term play. You can probably take profit. Congrats. Your views on Ashford Hospitality Trust and Sense, please. AHT, I really like. Senseonics, I also like long-term. So actually, last night, when people were asking me about Ashford, when it fell below 5, I did say that I was holding on to it. It was below 5 last night. It was trading about 4.7. I think some people were trying to buy last night. I personally just held. Actually, my cost here is still high, about 5.78. I might buy more of AHT if it will just consolidate here about $5 or $4. I'm still on an uptrend path. I think that Ashford is a distressed asset. So studying those luxury hotels and how reopening and business travel is coming back, I do believe that Ashford is worth it. Whether it goes $10 or $20, I'm willing to hold my position Ashford. Sensionics, we talked about it as a cheaper way for diabetes. It is a little bit high already right now, I think. I think it went up already, right? It went down again. Okay, so yeah, after a 70% decline on Sensionics, I did study this. You can see that it was a strong performer, an OTC name. Is very popular in the penny stocks community. Yes, from about 34 cents or 40 cents, rose to about $5.50. We argue that this drop is just a normal profit taking to take all the latecomers out, and then this is now the new buyers. So after about 3 months, you can see that the dips on Sensionics are getting bought. I'd say that for Sensionics, if it drops again to a $2.50 or $2 area, you will see a lot of buy arrows there. So far, just wait and see. And you can actually use Awesome 10X. You can just type Sensionics. You can see already. I can't remember if I talked about. I think I talked about. I remember I talked about. I just can't remember which months. But I'm bullish on Sensionics. Diabetes play. Any dips is a good entry. Perhaps near $2.50 if you can. Are you a buyer of Plug Power or Sun Power? Which is better? I like Sun Power more. I don't believe so much on Plug Power. So Sun Power, I know the revenues are there, very clear commercialization. Clients are Apple, Toyota, a lot of universities, a lot of residential builders. And it's already the number, it's fast catching up with Sunrun. It's not the leader. You've got Next Era Energy, but I think this is a very powerful solar panel installer. And I also like Maxion, just in case you're wondering. The solar panel manufacturer of SunPower is Maxion. They separated it so that both can grow faster. Do you think the financial stocks are good considering their massive drops recently? I bought some JP Morgan and I'm planning to buy Wells Fargo probably tonight. In general, I'm not a bull on banks. I have not really bought any bank in my entire portfolio. I don't have banks. Yes, I know it's a reopening play, but in terms of reopening or value related plays, it's not the value that I seek. You can see, yes, there's trends, right? So this went from about 80. This is just the ETF, so the financial ETF. You chose JP Morgan. In fairness, if I was gonna choose a bank, I will just choose JP Morgan or Goldman Sachs. But I don't think it's a secular winner. I think that when it comes to winning the banks, you have to go to the fintech space. And so this is just a trade. If you're gonna buy it at 150, I'm not confident that the long term is upward. So I'm not confident with the long term of banks in general. If I'm gonna choose a bank, fintech, I've heard people talk about, ask me about discussing the fintechs. Like they're asking me what I feel or think about Upstart, which is an AI lending platform. I told them actually that at $9 billion, I'm not willing to buy it. I could put it in my watch list, but yeah, right now I prefer buying. I still prefer a firm, AFRM. Right now it's at $63. If it goes below 60, I will buy a firm. I think that one I've been discussing for you guys that a firm is really the buy now pay later. I think from a credit card standpoint, there are more and more solutions for merchants to actually sell better through a installment plan. And with partners like Shopify, I think that's a very good fintech that I'd have on a long term basis. I'm not bullish on oil and gas. Chevron, ExxonMobil, Marathon. Those are, to be honest, for oil and gas, I did give before. I said, it's just gonna be a sympathy play. I'd sell it if I have it. The buys were about November. You could see that was a clear buying area for ExxonMobil. 36 now $62. That is to me a sell. I'm not a buyer. Its previous resistance is 70. I don't need that 10%. If you have ExxonMobil, I'd recommend it as a sell. Chevron is also a sell for me. Um, Chevron, what's the ticker symbol of Chevron again? You can see that I don't really own any of these names. Yeah, Chevron already rose, right, from November from 77 to $100. It's not gonna be part of my portfolio. It doesn't. It's not something I would like. AHT already answered. I like it. Inovio, medicine and COVID-related vaccines is not something that I invest upon. So, and even if you invested in it, I think you should be taking profits already. Bio-nanogenomics, I understand $8 and $9 you'd have sellers, but BNGO at 6 below, I'm a buyer, especially if it even goes down to 5. Nikki, Tilray and Sundial seems to have formed hammers last night. Technically, is it okay to re-enter now? I saw Sundial go from about 89 or 85 cents to as high as 91 cents. I'm bullish on it. Actually, even as high as $1, I was willing to buy. I do see that potential drop to be muted. If ever it does retest, you have that 75 cents here, which was the 80% decline from its top. Assuming that 180 is going to go 50% down, it's just going to retest that area. I'm bullish, but I haven't bought last night. I have already Sundial. I'll just wait it out. Tilray, I do think that $15 is a buying area. So this was a price that I was buying before, around 15 to 16. This is a retest, just a retest of that support area. If you just look simply on the chart, yes, you'll see that that 15 area is a strong support for Tilray. I don't think that you can really get very low. So last night, if you just look at the hourlies, this was a support. Look at the volume here. If you're a chartist, the resistance was broken very strongly here at these levels of 15 to 16. So this is just more of a retest. Your prior resistance, which is 15 to 16, is now your nearest support, which is here about 16 areas last night. So assuming Tilray, you really like it, I'm very confident 15 to 16 is a buy technically. And then you've got a strong resistance as well, 20 to 21. For Sundial, expect resistance at about 1.3 to 1.5 in the short term. You can trade it. I believe in cannabis. It's a trading related sector. Okay, thank you very much. Thanks for your questions. See you again tomorrow. And I hope I gave you some ideas, whether those ideas will help you in your own journey. And don't forget to watch our free Friday classes. Free Friday classes are more master deep dives. So you can have a better grasp on the companies you own. Bye-bye. Thank you.